Brace for higher electricity bills for Christmas and beyond. Welcome back to Building Wealth with Wisdom, the podcast where we break down the real issues affecting your money, your future, and your peace of mind. I am your host, Adrian Adman, CEO and founder of Wisdom Finance Solutions. Today, we'll be talking about something that is affecting every single Jamaican household and businesses, and it extends not just for Christmas but also in the months ahead. Higher electricity prices. In a release on Monday, the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR, has approved a 7% increase for Jamaica Public Service customers, starting with the December bills for the November consumption. Well, according to the OUR, natural gas was unavailable leading up to and immediately after the passage of Hurricane Melissa. As such, the JPS had to rely on more expensive fuel sources for electricity generation. But it doesn't stop there. The hurricane resulted in a 30% reduction in electricity sales. And we spoke about this in one of my previous podcasts, in which I said that with the rising costs and less customers, utilities tend to spread the costs across their customer base. And here is one example. The third thing that the OUR said was that the fuel and independent power producers, their costs rose sharply. However, passing on the full cost all at once would result in a massive bill shock to the customers. As such, the OUR, in consultation with the JPS, agreed to defer a part of the increase as well as to spread that cost over a 6-month period. Now, this clarification is critical. The 7% that's been applied in December 2025 is not the full increase. However, it is the first step in the recovery process, which is expected to last over a 6-month period. So, your electricity bills may continue to rise gradually over that 5 to 6 month period. And as such, you may gradually see an increase in your electricity bill over that set period. Now, while the OUR expects that over time electricity generation will stabilize, experience teaches that over time that when prices go up, they tend to stick and may either increase or remain at their level, so they become sticky. They won't come down. Prices don't necessarily fall as quickly, if any at all. So what does this mean for the average JPS residential customer? Well, the OUR says typically residential customers use 165 kilowatts per hour. That's about 9,000 Jamaican dollars. And so the increase is expected to be about $655 for those customers. But remember, this is only the start of the recovery. And so we expect that those bills will continue to climb or amounts will be added in the coming months. If you're in a higher household band, such as $20,000, you can expect your bill to go up to about $21,400. And if your electricity cost was previously about $30,000, you can expect that to rise to about $32,000. Now, if you're a small business with an electricity cost of $100,000, you could be looking at increased costs of about $7,000. And these costs, of course, do not exist in isolation. So you may be asking the question, will the price of goods and services rise? Yes, the short answer is yes. The price of goods and services are expected to rise because electricity is a major input into many of these small and medium-sized entities. So supermarket and retail outlets use electricity a lot. That's a major input for them. So too, restaurants, bakeries, bars, shops, agro-processing entities, all of these use electricity as a major input. So for some businesses, they may initially absorb the cost, but that won't last forever, because even though they temporarily take on those costs, as prices increase, they'll want to pass off those costs to the consumer. And once prices go up, they tend to stick. Now, this announcement could not have come at a worse time. Why? Christmas is already a high consumption period. Why? Well, households tend to use more electricity. There are more events and parties that take place. As well, there are more people who are at home during the Christmas period. And the country is still recovering from the effects of Hurricane Melissa. So the obvious question that consumers are asking is, why now? Why did the OER approve this JPS increase in the middle of the Christmas season and in the midst of the recovery from Hurricane Melissa? So, if you're a residential customer, you cannot control electricity rates. However, you can control consumption of electricity. As such, for this Christmas period and beyond, you have to now rethink how it is that electricity will be done. You have to think about how you can use less lighting, how you can use less decorations for the season. You have to think about how you can reduce on your storage, how you can actually plug out more appliances, if you can actually utilize your AC less during certain periods of the night, and think about how you can find creative ways to be able to cut down on your electricity bill. Think about solar energy. That's what you have to focus on for the upcoming period. If you are a business, energy efficiency is the order of the day. What are we talking about? You have to now look at your operating hours. What time do I open? What time do I close? You have to look at the equipment that are in use, assess them to see which one is consuming more of the electricity, whether it is you need to do replacement of certain equipment. You have to look at solar, look at LED lighting, look at engaging your staff to do more energy efficient projects. Get them involved, because energy efficiency is everybody's business. So let's recap. This 7% increase that has been approved by the OUR in December 2025 is not a one-off increase. It's just the start of the recovery costs, and we expect that over the next 6 months, JPS will be trying to recover the cost that was incurred subsequent to Hurricane Melissa. And as such, these costs are likely to influence your bill in the upcoming months way into 2026. So you have to plan for it, you have to budget for it, you have to prepare for it. Because while we can't control electricity prices, we have the power to control our consumption. Thank you for listening to Building Wealth with Wisdom. If this episode helped you, like the video, share the video with somebody who needs it for this Christmas season. Until next time, stay informed, walk good, and build wealth with wisdom.